Well, hey there, everybody. I've missed you. We are back from vacation, and I really wanted to do this live. It had been a little, maybe as I talked, people had questions or comments, maybe more and more things would come to me. But then I also realized with Fish Tour less than a week away, a lot of people that showed up probably would most likely want to talk about the Fish Tour. And look, I'm getting pretty excited too. And Bonnaroo getting canceled may have come up. I'm almost glad that, I'm sure people that were there are not glad. But I'm a little glad. I was not ready for 3 nights of King Gizzard at Bonnaroo. I need a day or two. I'm glad we have several days here until Fish. And thankfully they are on my time zone to start out. So let's just get going here. I was going to just maybe kind of give you, I didn't get very good video, of course. I'm never very good on the road. Not much of a vlogger. Just sitting here with the camera on in my room is about all I'm kind of good at. I don't even know if I'm good at this. But I did upload a few. I did get the almost drowning video. Well, first, the whole I want to become one with the ocean. Like me and Mary were riding around on the golf cart, and I got out my phone, started talking to the phone, and started talking about wanting to become the ocean. It was really just for her benefit. I just really wanted to make her laugh. Just try to be funny. That was never really anything that was probably going to become public. And it worked. Mary laughed and looked at me. It was like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like, I don't know, man. I'm just really feeling it. Smell the salt in the air. So we get down to the ocean, and the first day was smooth, and then the second day we went back with the family, and her nephews were there, and I was like, finally, some people that want to get into the ocean. Her brother-in-law was also into it, and so we go out, and there's a little bit of a riptide. This was the first I had heard of the riptide. Her brother-in-law Don was like, you feel that? You feel that little bit of a pull? And I was like, ooh, I did. So I just kind of stopped right there. Was in the safe zone. Like I could feel the pull, but it wasn't overwhelming. And I was like, I think I'm going to go away, go back this way a little. Well, then they kept going a little further. And I'm just kind of then hanging out by myself. And I'm like, well, I kind of want to go hang out with them. And as I'm approaching them, I can see a serious look of concern on the brother-in-law's face. And I don't know what to call him. Is he my brother-in-law? I don't know if what is he to me? I don't know. We could call him the brother-in-law. He's got a name. It's Don. We'll call him Don. How about that? How about if we call him his real name? Maybe we'll protect him here. We'll call him Nod. Now we'll go with Don. All right. So I see Don's really concerned, almost looks, I don't know if scared's the right word, but he sure had a look on his face that was like an oh shit look. So I just kind of stopped, First cowardly move I made. I was like, they don't look, and then, but then they're also working towards me. I think they had just gotten out of it, basically. So then we all go back to shore. And, Don was like, wow, that was a close call. It sucked. How slow was nervous, blah, blah, blah. So then me and one of the nephews, Anthony, decide we want to go back out, but we're like, hey, let's not go that far, okay? And we kind of agree. So we go out a little bit, maybe up to our waist. And I make a joke. I'm like, hey, there's like a 3-year-old girl over there. I think we can go out further than her. And within 5 steps, I'm like, whoa, all of a sudden I'm up to my chest. I was like, did you feel that drop off? And then we were just in it. It had gotten more aggressive and had come much closer. It feels like the first time we went out, we had to really go out there, before we noticed anything. And within just a half an hour, and then next thing I know, I'm fucking stuck in it. And, luckily, Anthony's right there, but I wasn't sure. I'm like, is he also stuck? And then now it's like, oh, wow, okay, now we are getting kind of far out here. And for some reason, I didn't handle this well. You always like to imagine, you're caught in a situation. How would you handle it? I don't know if I want to call this life or death, but it was something in that neighborhood, It wasn't like immediately, I don't know. I don't know if calling it life and death is exaggerating or not, but, it was certainly dangerous. And I was starting to panic a little bit. And he's right. This is the best part. He's right there. And I wasn't sure if he was okay or not. I didn't want to make things worse for him if he was struggling. So I screamed, help. And dude, the shore's way up there. You know how loud the ocean is. So he's probably like, dude, I'm right here. Why are you screaming help? Do you need help? And I never thought to be like, hey man, are you okay? Can you help me? And then finally, after I screamed help again, and then he said something like, oh shit, and then he started to look worried, and then I was like, oh crap, now I'm fucked, and now I've got him into this. But then I started to realize, I think he's okay, so I just reached my hand out. Oh, and then somewhere in there, not even really knowing it was the right thing to do, I think I did start to swim sideways a little bit, because obviously just trying to go into it was just killing me. And then I had these stupid shoes on. I wear these dumb flipper shoes because, I don't know. Guess I'm a land dweller or something. So I was like, I just don't want all these sharp, broken shells, I don't know. I just wanted to wear them. I got hit by a jellyfish one time. I wore these stupid shoes out there, so that certainly didn't help me. I would have just obviously kicked them off if I had thought about that. Even if it's like a pound or two on your feet, you certainly don't need that. So at some point, I think just to get a little break, not even realizing it was the right thing to do, I just kind of like lightly started swimming sideways a little bit. And I was like, oh, and then maybe I turned around and slightly swam sideways towards him, and then that was like enough. Between the sideways swimming, like going horizontal with the shore, and him grabbing me, we kind of like got the hell out of it, or I got out of it. And that's when then we started making our way back. It's like, okay, I think we're cool. We're not being pulled anymore. We can actually like kind of walk and swim back towards the shore and everything's good. And then there was also that one moment too when we're stuck there and it's like, oh, hold on, man. I just need a second here to think and regroup. And like right in that second when you're thinking that, oh man, you just get blasted by a wave, salt water goes in your mouth and you're like, all right, now, okay, I need like 3 seconds now. But it's not going to give you even 1 second. So we start waking our way back to shore, and then that is when I realized how exhausted I was. Those last couple of steps of just walking when the water's up to your thighs, man, I just collapsed. I was like, oh my God, I am so exhausted. I feel like I just ran I was just doing like 200-meter sprints without a break, back to back to back, and then like lifting weights also while I'm sprinting or something. I was completely exhausted, huffing and puffing. It was a little bit of a wake-up call, like, wow, I am really out of shape, Used to fancy myself as like some kind of cross-country runner that could had some endurance. All right, so I spent way too much time on the one thing you guys already kind of know about, okay? That's all I talked about for like a day. And then even afterwards, the more I thought about it, I would almost like feel a little sick to my stomach. Like, wow, man, that was really bad, And then I just felt so bad for putting her nephew Anthony in that. Like, we agreed to go out there together, but I don't know. He seemed okay. I think he was okay the whole time, and then my dumb ass got into it, So I hated putting him in that situation. So that sucked. But he was very cool, obviously. He was very grateful that he was able to help me. He's a very, very brave, in shape young man. So luckily I had him on my side. I wouldn't have went out that far solo, but, So, okay, we'll move on. Although that was probably the most exciting thing, because the rest of it really just involved eating, riding around on a golf course. I rode a bike, tried to learn a little bit about the history of the island, went back to the beach each day, made dinner at home. We had an awesome shrimp boil one night. Mary's mother decided to, that was just good, because we had so many people there that last night. There was 12 of us total, 4 of them young, like teenage-ish kind of kids. So we needed something big. And that hit. That was a success. It really, although it kind of feels like a New Orleans thing, I don't know. It just seemed to be a hit there. So that was awesome. And then the next night we did tacos. I would like to say that I'd cook the tacos, but really, do you cook tacos? You just kind of throw shells in a toaster oven. At least that's what we did. And you kind of brown the meat and just add some seasoning, I wouldn't really say I cooked the tacos. In fact, Mary's mom then went and got all the stuff together, put out the sour cream and lettuce and cheese and all that. So I made tacos basically for everybody is what I'm saying. And then that was like I believe our last night there, I think. Then we had to get up real early and go to the ferry. I know it seems like I'm skipping over a lot, but it was a lot of eating and just kind of hanging out, riding the bike, riding the golf cart. Mary and I hung out on the beach for a minute, went to see the lighthouse. Oh, the nature hangout where all the birds come to roost. I don't know, the pictures and video aren't going to do that much justice. Sunny justice. We have, but yeah, there's this spot there. They have this little wildlife lookout, and and every evening around sunset, just like several hundred birds come in, 3 or 4 different species, and they all just pick a limb and they roost there for the night. And, as they're coming in, it's like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then more and more come in, and it's cooler, and it's cooler. And by the time the sun is completely set, man, just like everywhere you look, you can't really see the blue herons anymore. But you just see these, you can still see just like white birds, these little white spots just throughout everywhere. It was pretty wild. It was a sight to see. I'd never seen anything quite like that. So that was pretty cool. I was, I don't know, so just little things like that I did not know of or didn't expect to be cool. They're not. See, this is what I mean. This is why I wanted to be live. I think I'm out of things. I think that's all that happened. The drive, I'm not too into the drive anymore. You know, from Winston-Salem to Southport and then to Ferry, that was all great. Looking for a hair thing here. I think they're all packed and gone. The Winston-Salem to Southport drive was great, but other than that, man, I want nothing to do with this drive anymore. You know, it's just like as an adult over the last, 10, 15 years, almost all of my trips have gone that way. I flew to Vegas once, I drove to Dallas once, but other than that, it's like I saw fish in Hampton, I saw fish in Charleston, I visited friends in Charleston another time. I saw fish at MPP, I went to a wedding in Ocean City. So you got, where was there, one other? Oh yeah, three fish visits over there. 2 visits to friends, 1 for a wedding. And, Asheville, went and saw Billy Strings in Asheville. So like all these trips, I've just kind of been going that direction. And not that those are the craziest, most intimidating mountains, but you just never really, there's about a 4, maybe 5 hour stretch there where you just can't relax. It's just winding or up and down. Cruise control does you nothing. I don't know. So I'm sick of that drive. I've done it too many times. Maybe if I had thought long term, I wouldn't have went to see fish at Hampton. Well, you got to go to Hampton. You got to at least go to Hampton once. You got to go to MPP once. Maybe the Charleston. There's no need as a fish fan to go to Charleston. But I had friends there, a place to stay. Maybe the second trip back to Charleston to see them wasn't worth it. I don't know. I mean, they're friends. Asheville to see Billy was probably the best, actually, of all of them, because Asheville's so much closer. You don't have to go all the way through it all. And then we go through a tunnel in Virginia. Look, you need some lights. I don't know what's going on in Virginia, but that was a very dark tunnel. I feel like the tunnel needed to be well lit, and it was not. And so that's about my only complaints with the driving. It's just it's just hard driving, and I've done it too many times, I remember years ago, maybe like the first time I went to Charleston or when I went to Ocean City or what, I think I maybe enjoyed it perhaps. Not so much anymore. It's just too long of a drive to not, the stretch where you just can't really relax is too long. All right. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's it. I did not see Ben Stiller or Jennifer Aniston, unfortunately. I don't know. We'll be talking fish and maybe some king gizzard soon. Boom. So if anybody in Mary's family is watching this, thank you. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. No, thanks you for the trip. It was amazing. Anthony, if you're out there, thank you for saving my life. I think you saved my life. I'm pretty sure you saved my life. I don't think I was getting out of that. And I got to say, it was pretty embarrassing that I screamed help when you were right there. I wasn't even talking to you, though. I was like screaming over him. He's like, dude, I'm right here. Why are you screaming 800 feet over my head at the shore? Oh, and also the other, one of her other nephews, John, he was kind of eyeballing us. He's the oldest of the 4 boys. And you could see from shore, he was kind of eyeballing us. But the problem is when you get in the ocean and you're me, you just kind of flop around and have fun. So when I was out there flopping around not having fun, he was kind of like, well, is he just having fun or is he going to die? So he started to make his way out there. So good on him as well. Everybody else, including Mary, they're like, I don't know. What is the problem? I don't know what's going on out there. If he dies, he dies. Boom. Love you guys. We're out of here.